for
Vas-y,
you.
commencer, go.
Perfect.
En ligne ça.
Okay, so first subject, Super Bowl. Thoughts on it?
It was a very good game.
Who are you rooting for?
I didn't care, honestly. Like, both teams, I was maybe rooting more for 49ers because Patrick Mahomes,
He always wins.
He's on a dynastic run, and they always win, and they've been to the Super Bowl 4 times out of 5 years, and now they won 3 times, and he's only like 27, 28, so he's going to
28.
probably be better than Tom Brady at the end of his career, and like, it's boring in sports, like, except Kansas City Chiefs fans are the only one that are happy, but the rest of fans are like, fuck, it's fucking annoying. Like, I'm a Ravens fan, and this year Baltimore
Are
had
you
a
a
great
real
year.
Ravens fan?
Am I a real?
Like,
How can I be a real? I
5,
don't live
6
there.
years?
No, like, let's say like since 2012, like when they.
Okay. So
Because
yeah,
when I
real.
started watching, the first time I watched NFL, it was Joe Flacco and Ray
Yeah.
Lewis when they won in the Super Bowl versus the 49ers. So I was like, oh shit. So since then, I've been a fan because people in Canada, we need to choose a team because like we don't live in the cities, so you don't feel like you belong to a team. Not like Montreal Canadiens to Quebecois. Like all Quebecois like Montreal Canadiens because we're from there, you know. But so I have some friends they like the Steelers. I have some friends that like the Eagles. But you just have to choose a team when you're Canadian. So I chose the Ravens, and this year I thought we were gonna be good and. Like they had the best year, and Patrick Mahomes didn't have that much of a good year. People were like, "Oh, maybe not this year. The team isn't good. They're dropping balls," and they destroyed the Ravens in the championship. And like right now, Mahomes is just on a level like every year they're gonna be in it. It's gonna be. But the thing that sucks is like Tom Brady dominated the Eastern Division, which is the AFC division, dominated for 20 years, and now we're gonna have another 20-year domination of Patrick Mahomes. It's just. It's unfortunate because it's always the same guy who wins, and it's boring to watch, kind of thing. It's nice to see, but it becomes boring to watch. I feel like for fans because every year you're like, oh, maybe this year, and then playoffs come and he just destroys everyone. So he's just on another level. Like
Patrick Mahomes. But for me, the Super Bowl was a boring match. Like not a lot of points. And because I heard, I'm not really into football, but I heard because both teams are really good defensively.
Yeah.
So it was more like defensive games for both. But the game was really boring. The halftime show, fucking disgusting. It was disgusting. Who listens to Usher? Like, why did he choose Usher?
he has good music, man.
Yeah, I know like one
He has
song.
good music.
We know Little John.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
yeah.
he's a popular guy, and it was better than last year. Rihanna.
Yeah, but it wasn't better than before.
Yeah.
Dr. Dre, 50 Cent, Snoop Dogg,
But
Eminem.
to get back to the match, like it was 0-0 after one period, and at the half it was like 10-6. It was low scoring, but I've been watching NFL long enough that even when it was 0-0, I was enjoying it because, like, when people who don't watch a lot, they just watch where the ball goes, but. Like to watch the 49ers linebackers play their DBs, so like me, because I've been watching for a longer time, I see more of the game because the game is more complicated than what you think. But like maybe for spectators, the first half was boring, but then it still finished like how much? Like 26-22. It still finished like pretty high scoring in overtime. But man, I knew it. I'm like. They kicked the field goal in overtime, and I'm like, they're gonna give the ball to Patrick Mahomes. I'm like, he's gonna score a touchdown. And like, it's like that. It's like when Tom Brady played. Like, if there was 1 minute left, you're like, it's done. And Tom Brady has the ball. It's like, man, like I respect that so much. Like, whatever happens, they always finish by win. That's a skill, man. Like it's crazy. Like whatever happens, they always find a way to win. And you can say, oh, it's luck, it's this or that, but I don't think it's luck that much. I think it's just because he's on another level.
Yeah, well, it's skill set. It cannot always be luck. If you win, let's say winning a game in a normal season, that can be luck. But going to the Super Bowl and winning the Super Bowl 3 years in a row.
2 years.
2 years in a row.
Three
in how many years? 5 years?
In 5 years.
That's not luck anymore.
Nah, man.
That's pure skills, bro. Come on, you cannot
And
say that's luck.
I don't see anybody beating him because
Even at the end, you saw Patty Mahomes. He took the team, like when he did the run, when you fucking ran like 20 yards, and then when he did the final pass for a touchdown, Patty Mahomes. I don't know a lot about football, but I watched the game. I'm like, Patty Mahomes, he's the guy. He's that man.
He's like Tom Brady. He's doing the same shit as Tom Brady, man. Like
But
whatever happens, don't
he-
leave him the ball with a couple of minutes left. He's gonna ruin
him
you.
and Kelsey.
It's like Tom Brady and Gronk, man.
Yeah, but Kelsey's a bit older now. He's like 33.
But he's older than Gronk.
Yeah, so
Or is the same age and Gronk hasn't been playing because Gronk has been more injured, but he's older, but he can still play.
yeah, but Kelsey, do you think he'll retire soon?
No, I think he'll play one more season. They're gonna go for three-peat. He said it after the Super Bowl because
I
no
care.
no NFL team ever did three-peat.
No, it never
The
happened.
most that happened was two.
Patriots also.
Yeah, two. They won
okay.
2003, 2004, and then
They're going for the Michael
four,
numbers.
4 more times. It was like on odd years.
Okay, so they're going for MJ numbers. Okay, so explain this to me. Okay, so Patty Mahomes right now, he only has 3 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
Tom Brady has 7.
Yeah.
So the GOAT technically right now is Tom Brady.
Yes.
But right now, Patty Mahomes is a better QB than Tom Brady, right?
It's like that discussion always so hard to have because
Right?
it's always so hard to have, but like he's more maybe arm talent, but I feel like Brady was smarter, but that was at the end of his career. Maybe Patrick Mahomes will get there, but they're different players. It's hard to compare. Like some people say that Aaron Rodgers is more talented than Patrick Mahomes, but he only won once. But
Okay, but-
he didn't have like Patrick Mahomes right now. Some people say Andy Reid is an even better coach than Bill Belichick. Like the coach that he
Okay,
has
yeah,
is one of the
Kansas.
best of all time. If he's not the best, he's the second best. And their defensive coordinator, some people say he's the best coordinator of all time. Like the best
Chiefs?
defensive coordinator, yes.
Chiefs, yeah.
So right now the Chiefs, they have Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo that are like, he's the best or second best head coach, and the other one's the best defensive coordinator, and they have a lot of good players. So, like, if you would have put Aaron Rodgers in that situation, like who knows how many could have won? But it's such a like I feel like where you land in the situation that you are with the coaches that because it's such a team sport. Like one guy, yes,
Yeah,
the quarterback
especially, yeah.
has the most influence, but it's still so important where you land. Because Patrick Mahomes, if you were go to the Giants, we wouldn't even be talking about him.
So that's what I mean. So this is in every sport and team sports because it's not like like racing. There's no debate. Usain Bolt is the greatest of all time.
yeah.
There's no debate. Who ran the fastest? He did. So he's the greatest of all time, right? But in sports, team sports especially, where I mean, how like. That's what I'm asking. Like, where for you personally, where does the debate go? Because if you say, okay, you know what, the greatest of all time is Tom Brady, but if he as a player isn't the greatest of all time, but he's the greatest of all time because it happened so that he was on the best team with the best coach, everything like linked up, especially for American football, which is a sport which is like team, counts a lot. Coaches count a lot. Strategy, plays, everything counts a lot. Defense. And Tom Brady has nothing to do with defense. Patty Mahomes has nothing to do with defense. But at the end, they help him become greater.
But like you talk about racing guys, but Lewis Hamilton would never be Lewis Hamilton if he wasn't with Mercedes. So it's like a conglomeration of things. Like, and even like when you have Patrick Mahomes, you don't need to have the best receivers because he's so good that you can have okay receivers.
Yeah.
You don't need to have Devontae Adams or Stephon Diggs or Odell Beckham Jr. in his prime.
Yeah.
Like Patrick Mahomes need the Chiefs and the Chiefs need Patrick Mahomes. But Patrick Mahomes wouldn't be there without the Chiefs and the Chiefs wouldn't be there without Patrick Mahomes. It's like the same thing with Lewis Hamilton and Mercedes. But like right now, like there's a thing like the next QB in this draft is going to be first overall. His name is Caleb Williams. And they say he is as talented or maybe even more talented than Patrick Mahomes. But now the team with the first pick is the Bears. And
That's like the worst team.
And the Bears, they sucked for the last 30 years. Even for the last 40 years, they're not good.
They won in 1980, right?
1985, and that's the last time they were good.
Oh, yeah.
Like 40 years ago. And since then, they sucked, and they suck every year. Like, they don't have a good coaches, not a good owner, not a good general manager, not good teams. And then the guy, like, I don't know if it's true or not, but it seems like the guy say, I don't want to go there. But I understand them because you look at Patrick Mahomes, like, if I go to the Bears, maybe my career is going to suck. And I'm never going to win anything, no matter how good I am. If my O-line can defend me, I won't have time to throw. If I have time to throw and the guy doesn't catch it, like what if my defense puts up 40 points? Like it's so important. And Eli Manning did that. I don't know if you know. Eli Manning, he got drafted by the San Diego Chargers, and he said, "I'm not playing for you. I'm going to the Giants."
Because Giants do that?
But as a player, you're gonna say, "I'm not gonna play for the team. I don't care." And he said that publicly, so it was like a big public circus. He said, "I want to go to the Giants because the Giants was a well-run, like good managed, good coach, good players, and he won 2 Super Bowls."
Yeah, against Tom Brady. Both.
So if I were players, fuck it, players, fuck the teams. Like, you decide. Like, if I was Caleb Williams, I would say I'm not going to the Bears.
Yeah, well,
I'm not playing for them.
Not every single player. Caleb Williams, that's his name, right? He's gonna be he's the best, so he can say that. But if you're drafted like one of the worst, I'd be like, well, shut up.
No, but you see Patrick Mahomes, like when he got drafted, I remember. Which year?
No, which team did he get drafted?
To Kansas City.
Oh, he played Kansas City.
Yeah, he played for Kansas City his whole career. But I remember that draft, Deshaun Watson was the first.
Okay,
was the first taken.
I know him, yeah.
And the Chiefs, right before the draft, they traded. They were 15th and they traded for the 10th. And people are like, what the fuck? Why? And then they draft Patrick Mahomes, and people are like, who the fuck is that Patrick Mahomes guy? Nobody know. Like, before the draft, nobody was talking about Patrick Mahomes. And they saw something, they traded, they got him. People are like, what the fuck is that pick? And finally, he's the best player ever. But like, I feel if you're in a position, man, you should feel free to choose where you want to. Like me, I choose where I want to go work. But Caleb Williams can't choose where he wants to go work. Like, he has to go work for a shit company. Like, man, he should say, fuck everyone. I want to play for a good team.
But at the same time, the company has to choose you.
No, I know, but like in his position, if you're a fucking top end talent, you should choose where you want to go, because
that makes sense.
Because money will come. If you go to a good team, you're gonna be better, you're gonna make more money, you're gonna have more success. Everything comes with it, man. Players, they are the most important at the end of the day.
Okay, so like, it's hard to say that Patty Mahomes is the greatest, because
that discussion is always hard to have.
Yeah, so the discussion, because it's always going to be, okay, but maybe skill-wise, he isn't the greatest of all time. Because like you said, he got drafted which year? Do you know?
2017, 2018.
He was like 20, how old? 22, 23?
21, I don't know.
Okay, so at that time, he wasn't known as the best young QB, right? But so maybe if someone else was drafted in his position, they would be way better.
You could take Deshaun Watson, put him on the Chiefs with Andy Reid and Steve Spagnuolo. He could have maybe been the best, but that's so many ifs.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
Then we don't know, but like, situations matter like a motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because you cannot deny that Andy Reid is either the best or the second best, and that Steve Spagnuolo is the best defensive coordinator of all time. You cannot ignore that. And football is such a strategy sport, because when you start the play, you're not moving, and the play goes fast. It's 10 seconds, the play is over. So, like, where the guys go and how they scheme it, like, that's so important. I'm telling you, coaching in football, like, coaches in football, they matter the most.
But that means nothing with the QB.
But of course, right. If you don't have a good QB, then you need to change your game plan. Of course, it goes.
What I mean, like, the tactics and everything, that has nothing to do with the greatness of a QB.
No, but if you don't have a good QB, if you have a QB that's not because Patrick Mahomes has a good arm, if you have a QB with a less good arm, you cannot do the same plays. Mm-hmm. So they need both.
Okay, so
but he would have maybe not been if he went to another team, he would have been good, but he wouldn't be like right now. We're talking he's maybe the GOAT. Okay, but Tom Brady wouldn't have been Tom Brady without Bill Belichick. Yeah,
but that's what I'm saying. So in your opinion, if you just take QB in terms of skills, in terms of like QB intelligence, throwing the ball, moving, everything that has to do with QB, is Patrick Mahomes better than Tom Brady?
No, because he still needs to prove it. Like, he won 3 and 5 years. Like, who knows now? He can suck for the next 10 years. We don't know. Like, you cannot say that right now.
So skill-wise,
Tom Brady, he went to 10 Super Bowls, won 7, went to the AFC Championship almost every year. Like, right now, it's too early to say, but he's on the path.
Okay, but
like, if a guy's on the path, he's on the path.
So who's the greatest QB of all time? Just for themselves.
Tom Brady.
Skill-wise?
Tom Brady.
Really?
Yes.
Isn't Aaron Rodgers better than him?
Like, he has more skill, but he has. I think he has not as good an IQ. Like pre-snap reads. Like Tom Brady was like a coach on the field, like on Tampa Bay,
like LeBron James.
Like when like you don't even need an offensive coordinator. He saw everything, so he's behind the play, and like even before the play starts, like he knows, okay, linebacker's gonna go there, DB's gonna go there, okay, guys, switch, receiver switch. Like he's like a fucking mastermind. So like,
did he have a good arm?
Like, you need to take a lot of things, like arm, athleticism, IQ, pre-snap reads. Like, there's a lot of things. Like, Patrick Mahomes is better in a couple of other things, but if you take the overall, like, Tom Brady's better. Okay. You would like much more to have Tom Brady than Patrick Mahomes. Like, they don't have the same skills, but at the end, he's better. Yeah. Like, Ronaldo has a better right foot than Messi. He's not better than Messi.
Yeah.
It's like this. Like
that. Some things better, but at the end, The overall. So the overall, you would say that Tom Brady
Yes.
is greater than
Tom
Patrick
Brady, man,
Mahomes.
he went to 10 Super Bowls.
But he has the worst athleticism, huh?
Who cares?
No, I'm
Yes,
just
okay.
asking.
I'm more athletic than him, but who gives a shit? He
slow,
went
huh?
to 10 Super Bowls.
Damn.
He won 7, like 15 AFC championships. Like when he was there, it was fucking insane. But Patrick Mahomes, he's on. If he continues like this, if it maintains, but that's a big if because every year is a new year. People,
Yeah,
teams
things
are going
can
after
happen,
them.
man.
It changes a lot, man. So
Yeah,
maybe,
and like
maybe.
you said, in American football, coaches are like really important.
For me, it's the sport that coaches matter the most.
And for me, the sport where coaches matter the least, it's European football.
Of course.
They matter the least because in football, European football, there's no like routes or anything. There's no routes like in American football. You know, American football, it's the QB calls a route and then
Because the play always finishes.
yeah. But in European football, it's just go in the pitch and do what you learned since you're 5 years old. So the coaches and managers and football teams in European football teams, their goal is to motivate players and to bring the best out of players. That players want to go outside in the pitch and dive for the coach. That's what European football coaches are for.
I guess there's a little bit of strategy also because I hear from some
Yeah.
guys and they talk sometimes about a little bit of strategy, like the formation and don't go past a certain they must have a little bit, but not as much as NFL.
No,
NFL
not even
is the
close.
most.
How it works, like the most, let's say Pep Guardiola, who introduced tiki taka. Well, he didn't invent it. Johan Cruyff invented it,
Yeah.
but he brought it. But he brought it to Iniesta, to Xavi, to Busquets, to Messi, to Dani Alves, to Piqué. He brought it to players that, even if you wouldn't have told them to do tiki taka, naturally they would have done something similar to tiki taka because that's just their skill levels are so high that he would have brought something else that's fucked up. But yeah, Pep Guardiola, like he brought it a little bit.
There's a little bit of strategy, but not as much as
in
NFL.
European football, because I'm just telling that to people who think that European football coaches they have strategies. No, it's more like how you personally are and how you can motivate your players, and you're more like a motivational speaker.
There's a lot of shit that we don't see. We only see the games, but every day they have 3 practices. So how do you run the practice? Do you run the practice in a disciplined way, in a loose way? Are you disciplined the nutrition, the weight? Like they must do more because we only see the match. We only see the match where he's saying shit, but it's like a full-time job. Like he's
Yeah,
with
of
the
course.
team 40 hours a week. So there's a lot of other shit. And I think also the coach, he puts the culture in the team.
Yeah, culture. Yeah.
So that's a big
Yeah,
fucking
so
thing.
that's like motivational speaker in a way. But what
That's a big
happens
thing.
is you cannot teach them something because they're already, let's say 25, 26, they already learned everything that they had to learn. And even if you were to tell them, oh, don't do that, do this, at the end they wouldn't because that's not their game.
But you can't say they don't matter. Like Jurgen
No,
Klopp
no,
came at
they-
Liverpool and he fucking changed that shit.
They
man.
matter because it's also what matters which player you're gonna buy, which player you're gonna put in
But
the
it
pitch.
goes together.
Stuff like that.
If you're good as Jurgen Klopp, you're not gonna have shit players. You're gonna have good players. It goes together.
Yeah, no,
and Jurgen
yeah.
cannot be Jurgen if he doesn't have players, and players maybe won't be as good if they don't have
No, but players are way more important than coaches are in European football. Like it's a big difference, not even close. But in American football, coaches are I don't know what's the but they're really important.
Yeah, there's more strategy.
Way
so there's
more,
more
yeah.
planning. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so now since we're talking about European football, let's transition. Okay, so let's just talk about like who do you think is gonna win Champions League? Who do you got?
Yeah, 2024. I haven't been watching a lot, but if I were to say, I would say Real Madrid or Man City. I feel like Real Madrid more. Real Madrid more because Bellingham, man. Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Mbappe's coming next year. That's going to be retarded, man.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's going to be fucking
Yeah,
stupid.
there's a lot of stuff we can talk about right now, so let me just go back. So yeah, like you said, Man City, Real Madrid right now, they're the two best. I cannot decide between those two, which one I think is better. So first of all, Real Madrid, amazing team right now with Vinicius, Rodri, Bellingham, Cruz, and the Valverde.
Cruz is old, but
But still, he's an amazing midfielder. And Modric is still there. So yeah, their team is really good. But Man City also has a fucking good team.
it's
Also
a
has
battle
a
of the
crazy team.
heavyweights.
De Bruyne, Haaland, list
Yeah.
goes on. But if I had to choose, because Real Madrid, it's because of their mentality. It's like, I don't know what it is.
Winners win, man. It's like fucking Tom Brady and Patrick Mahomes and LeBron and Michael. Like, I feel like people get to a level It's like me sometimes. Like, do you know sometimes when you're gonna play soccer with people and you're like, I don't care what you do, I'm gonna fuck you.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yeah.
Like sometimes, like I do jujitsu with a guy, and I'm like, whatever you do,
I'm gonna be better.
it's impossible. You won't get me. You can try whatever shit you want, but I know in my head I'm gonna beat you. That's like I understand that feeling, but that's at like the professional level.
Yeah.
But like
look
Real
at-
Madrid,
yeah.
they must be like that. They're like, whatever players, team, coach you have, like we've been winning. We know what it takes to win. We have the experience. We have the culture. Like you're gonna have to be at your best and then more to beat us.
Yeah.
That's what it takes, man.
Yeah, no, I mean, you can have that mentality, but at the end, you have to have the skills to back it up. Because you can think all you want. I mean, personally, when I played soccer competitively, I knew people who, in their head, we're going to win, they're going to win. But I'll look at them, I'm like, bro, your skill-wise, you aren't there. So you can have all the mentality you want, but like if you don't have the skills,
also.
I mean, you're just going to fuck.
Yeah, it takes the skills also.
You're going to run and be motivated, but you're going to be dumb on the pitch. Okay, so like you said, Mbappe, it's not yet certain that he's going to Real Madrid. Let's say he is, okay?
He will.
Let's say he's going to Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Will it flop or will it work?
I think it will work.
I think it will flop.
No, it will work.
It won't work.
Why?
If he goes. Why?
Why?
Because we have proof. PSG, he had Messi and Neymar with him. So let me cook right now, okay? When he had Messi and Neymar are 30 times better than Bellingham, than Vinicius, and then Rodrigo. Like, way better. It's not even close.
Okay,
Don't even
but
compare them.
that helps him. But okay, continue.
Okay. So listen. Okay, so Mbappe had those two. And the difference is Messi and Neymar, they can play sort of attacking midfielder, creative players, and not want to score goals and just give to Mbappe. Bellingham, which is a false nine, he's not a false nine like Messi or Neymar can be. He cannot create plays as well as Messi and Neymar. At the end, Bellingham right now at Real Madrid is a bit more, I'm going to score goals a bit more than he used to be at Borussia. Vinicius,
I didn't know he had that goal scoring ability.
no,
man.
he's like a Kaká. He reminds me of a
Fuck,
Kaká.
man,
He's
yeah.
tall. He's
But even
good
better,
with the
man.
ball.
Yeah.
Well, we'll
see.
Well, it's still because Kaká was really good. And now going to Vinicius. Vinicius is a good dribbler. He runs fast and he scores goals. That's what Vinicius do. He's not a Neymar or a Messi. Messi and Neymar, they're like Maradona, Ronaldinho, those type of players that they even if they don't score goals, they're still the best players on the pitch because how they can create is on another level. Vinicius and Bellingham are not like that. So if you're bringing Mbappe, and Rodrigo also isn't like that. If you're bringing Mbappe to a team where, let's say you put Mbappe on the right wing and then you have Vinicius and Bellingham false nine, first of all, so Rodrigo in a way is out. I mean, also Rodrigo is going to fight for his
But Bellingham,
place.
you can put him in midfield.
Yeah, well, he has to play offensive midfielder.
Yeah, put him offensive midfielder. I would do that.
Yeah, because false nine.
I would do that.
Yeah, but if you have a false nine, you cannot have an offensive midfielder then.
But you put him in the midfield, but I would put him in the middle. Put him in the smack middle.
Maybe. Either way. Okay, either way, yeah. Okay, let's say you put Bellingham in the offensive midfield like Iniesta, and then you have Vinicius, Rodrigo, Mbappe. I don't think it's going to work, those three. Because Vinicius, he's going to want to score goals. Mbappe is going to want to score goals. He didn't work out with Messi and Neymar, who can play different type of players. Vinicius and Rodrigo cannot play those type of players. They have to be the ones who score same position as Mbappe. And Mbappe has a big ego. Big fucking ego. You think Mbappe is coming to Real Madrid to say to Bellingham, oh, you be the boss? Nah, he's going there. I'm the fucking boss here.
I'm gonna tell you two arguments why it will work.
Go ahead.
And there's gonna be good arguments. You're gonna understand them.
Cook.
Is Real Madrid like a well-run organization?
Yes, very well run.
Like from the president, from the scouts,
from the janitor to the president.
Everyone, like even the janitor, he needs to clean the corners.
He's gotta clean that shit.
It's fucking spick and span. It's not like in PSG. PSG
similar.
No. Sorry. PSG is a shit run.
Okay.
It's a big team because they were bought by a Saudi guy who has a lot of money. But we can be honest, they're not a well-run team. You have to give me that. It's run like a shit.
I'm gonna let you cook, then I'll answer.
Okay, let me cook. So it's run like a shit team.
Okay.
So he's in a shit situation. Like, I don't believe the ownership. I don't believe the general managers. I don't know what's the hierarchy, but I don't trust in them. They're not elite at winning. They may be elite at marketing. They may be elite at publicity, at bringing in big players and making splashes. They're good at that. But Real Madrid, they don't care about publicity. They care about winning, and they win. And from top to down, like I said, from the janitor to the owner. So Mbappe, he's a young guy. And he has his defaults, like stuff that he doesn't do good. But you put Mbappe and you put him in that situation, they're going to drill into him like an army. You're going to become a good Madridista or whatever, Galacticos. You're going to become a good Galacticos. You're going to do what we tell you to do, and we won't restrain you. We'll use you and we'll propel you. Do you think if Bellingham would have went to another team, he would have been that good? He's that good because he's at Real Madrid. He was playing with Borussia. We were like, okay, he's good. Now he comes to Real Madrid. We're like, holy shit, he's the best player in the world. If he would have went to PSG, he would have sucked. I guarantee it. I guarantee he would have sucked. He would have been good, but not good as this. So put Mbappe, put him in Real Madrid, the system, the culture, the day-to-day, the everyday, the practicing, the this and that. He will adapt. And also, it's better for him to join Vinicius, Rodrigo, and Bellingham because they're all the same age. And they're all, maybe Mbappe has a bigger ego because he won a Coupe du Monde and all this. But they're the same age. They'll mesh together. And I believe if Mbappe goes there, man, it's going to be disgusting. Because you cannot deny he's good. He's maybe not as good as French people think. He may be not as good as that. But he is fucking good. And with the team and with the Real Madrid Galactico mindset, it's going to be disgusting, man. It's going to be disgusting because they're all young. Vinicius is young. Rodrigo is young. Bellingham is young. Mbappe is young. Valverde is young. That team is going to be, man, I'm telling you, disgusting.
Let me cook it out.
Yeah.
They're going to be really fucking good. But they're not going to be as good as the other teams. Man City will be better than them or other teams. So, let me say.
We'll see.
On PSG, you can say that outside, they're way less better run than Real Madrid. The management,
it's obvious.
President, everything. But on the pitch, they don't care about the. Well, let me cook. I'll let you cook.
Go
Let me cook.
ahead.
They don't. On the pitch, they don't give a fuck about who's the manager, who's the janitor, who sucked whose dick on which Wednesday. They don't care about that.
I'm telling you, Azona, it's more important than what you think, man. I'm telling you.
But on the pitch, Mbappe showed he cannot work with other superstars. Other superstars who are on the front line. He cannot. Not that he cannot, but like I'm telling you, he's gonna go with Bellingham, with Vinicius. They're gonna also bring Alphonso Davies, which is gonna make their type of football more physical and more fast. But at the end, teams that play more technical and less fast, more technical, they always tend to win. Because at the end, in football, it's more important technical than speed and strength. Speed and strength means nothing in football if technical isn't there. But if technique is there and speed and strength isn't there, it can work out. That's the difference. In football, like Barca 2011 or in 2009 when they played against Man United, on the pitch, they had no speed and no strength, Barca. But they had so much technique that Manchester United players couldn't do nothing. Because at the end, football is all about technique. And also, yeah, so like I said, clip this. Mbappe at Real Madrid won't work. It won't work out.
Andre, I just want to ask you one thing. Like, when you'll get into the work market, when you're going to be finished school and you're going to go work, like, probably...
I'm in the work market right now, baby.
Okay, if you're in the work... Okay, well, forget you. Let's say me. I consider myself to be a good worker. Mm-hmm. If I work in a shit company... And that, if I work in a company and that the president is not good and the manager is not thing, you can be the best, Andre. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you, you won't be good because I'm telling you, Andre, the how a team is run, that's what I realize the older I get because I watch sports so much and I follow teams and I follow across different leagues and different sports. It all starts at the top, I'm telling you, and you'll see. You'll see.
Starts at the bottom.
Clip this. You'll see Mbappe and Real Madrid are gonna destroy because it comes from the top. From the top, they're solid as a rock, and everything comes from there. It's not from the bottom up. Like the players are at the bottom, even if they're more rich and famous, probably. But the team is top to bottom, and that's what counts. You'll see. We can clip that also.
So maybe So maybe we can like. When I say it's not going to work, this is what I mean. They're going to be really fucking good, but they're not going to be as good as they think they're going to be or as they should be. So meaning winning Champions League back to back 3 times in a row or whatever. They're not going to be that good because Mbappe is not going to work out with Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo, and whoever else. They're not going to work out.
We'll see. We need to clip this and see.
So that's my opinion. Because I said why? Because I think that he didn't work out with Messi and Neymar. And Messi at that time, he was a bit older. He wasn't at his peak. But still, the level Messi was at that time is better than Bellingham, Vinicius, Rodrigo put together that they'll ever be in their lifetime. And plus you have Neymar and Messi, they can play attacking midfielders and not score goals and just give passes to Mbappe. Like Messi did with Suarez.
That doesn't mean nothing if the team is not well run. I'm telling you, man.
No,
I'm telling you.
Yeah, maybe I don't think it's that much. I'm saying when Barca 2015, they had MSN, Messi, Suarez, Neymar. Messi and Neymar were feeding Suarez because Suarez, he stays up front and he scores goals. But Messi and Neymar and Suarez, those three worked out because Suarez knew, oh, I'm not Messi. Neymar knew, I'm not Messi. I'm Neymar, I'm Suarez, Messi is Messi. Mbappe doesn't know that. He doesn't know that. Mbappe thinks, no, I am Mbappe, meaning I'm the greatest of all time. You're not. There's Messi and there's Neymar. He's gonna bring the same mentality over to Real Madrid. You're Vinicius, you're Bellingham. I'm way better than all you guys. You guys give it to me.
You'll see, Andrew. You'll
Bellingham,
see.
He'll say, no, you guys give it to me.
Let's do a podcast in 1 year and you'll see.
Yeah, we'll see.
In 2 years, you'll see. I'm telling you, man. When the management is there, the ownership is there, man, everything is. I'm telling you.
Yeah,
we'll see.
And see, this is also one thing recently in football for people who really watch European football a lot. They, for a past maybe 5, 6, 10, not really 10, but we can go as much to say in the past 10 years, inside 10 years, football has changed a lot. Not necessarily in a good way, but not necessarily in a bad way. Before, it was way more technical. Way, with Xavi, Iniesta, Messi, everything. Now it's becoming more and more like Real Madrid, what they're creating. If you look at the team, they're not as technical, not even close to what Barca was with Luis Enrique or with Pep Guardiola. Now they're more very fast and they score goals. They're losing technique. They're losing the magic of football. It's becoming more and more, can you run a certain distance and can you pass the ball from A to B? And then with the fast swingers, you score goals. That's what it's becoming. But I think, first of all, for me, that's disgusting. I hate seeing that because for me, the beauty of football is seeing players like Ronaldinho, like Xavi, Iniesta, like Messi, like Neymar. For me, that's the beauty of football. And with these recent players, there's not a lot of them. Bellingham, he's good, but he's not certainly that type of player. Vinicius isn't that type of player. Erling Haaland isn't even close to being that type of player. Mbappe isn't that type of player. So that's what I'm saying. But I think that what will happen is, well, Real Madrid, they'll create that team, that super fast team. But there'll be other teams, maybe Barca, maybe Man City. Man City are mostly on that trajectory. They're going to incorporate the very technical aspect of it, and they're going to be the best. Because at the end, technical aspect is the best.
Can I ask you a question? Why do you think it's become that?
Because taking way less risks. And culture of football.
It's not because rule change, right? It's not because rule change. No. Okay, because usually, like in basketball changed a lot because the rules change. You cannot. It's not as physical.
Yeah.
Basketball has gotten a lot less physical. So before, basketball teams that were good, it was like you had Shaq. Before, basketball was much more physical. So there wasn't 3-pointers. It was like, give it to Shaq, fucking push the guy in the paint and dunk on him. Mm-hmm. And those are the best teams. Michael Jordan, he didn't shoot 3 points. Yeah, he was shooting jumpers.
Mid-range.
And he was hitting guys. He was also a very aggressive guy. And now it changed because of rules. And the NFL also changed a lot. Before, the NFL was much more defensive and run game. Now it's much more offensive and pass happy because of rule change. But football didn't change rules.
No.
Football has the same rules forever.
Yeah.
So me knowing that, I think, and also in every sport, there's a natural progression, evolution of the sport. Mm-hmm. Like MMA is a sport that I think in the last 20 years has evolved the most because it's a new sport. It's not been out as long as the other sports. You watch UFC 1 and you watch UFC now. The difference in skill is fucking astronomical. Not as much, football it must be, but not as much as MMA because it's a new sport. But coming back to football, I think how it is now, the touch and go, simple passes, run, I think it's just a more efficient way of playing. Mm-hmm. If all the teams and the players gravitate towards that naturally without rule changes, I think it's just part of the natural evolution of the sport. I think players now are more conditioned than they were before. They're more athletic. They run more. And with the big playing field, why would you do stupid shit that Ronaldinho would do? It doesn't give you anything. So I think we're just gonna see more and more of this. It's the natural evolution of the game. That's what I think.
But yeah, so just to be more clear, so what I'm saying is it's not being more efficient. It's just this type of players are different now. Not for everyone. You still have the Phil Foden who isn't like Vinicius. He's a controlling player, and you have other players. What I mean is there's certain types of techniques and tactics that work better than others. Even though Real Madrid right now are playing more like that, doesn't mean that every team will. But you see more of this. One thing is because players now, they are more academic players from academy. In academy, you learn to play like that. Other players from Brazil, they didn't learn to play like that. All of them in academy, you learn that from the streets. But if you're always an academy player, you're always going to be, run a certain distance and do 1-2 touches. So that's what I mean. But I think that the type of play it can be different also from team to team. It always changes, right? Like Real Madrid didn't used to be like this. They changed. Barca and also changed. So what I'm saying is, yes, they'll be more efficient, but there's certain types that you cannot change. That's what I mean. And when I say Ronaldinho, I'm not talking about Ronaldinho doing stupid things. That's one player who can do that. The other players, if they do that, they're gonna look stupid because Ronaldinho did that and he was efficient. So that's what I mean is like Michael Owen also, he said like there's a change in football and now people are looking because they're taking less risks. But in a way, it's not destroying the beauty, but it's also changing the game. And for me, I believe that the type that Barca played, more technique, and I think technique and tactic is more intelligence, brain is more important than running a certain distance and doing 1-2 touch football. Because English football, generally, it's always been, a bit more aggressive, a bit more quicker. They play way quicker than in Spain and whatever. But in the early 2010s, they can never beat Barca or Real Madrid because Barca would play slower, but their technique and
But that was a once-in-a-lifetime team, and that's a once-in-a-lifetime team. That's an anomaly. You cannot use that to set the standard.
Still, teams like that are going to exist always.
Yeah.
So like you said, the point is, yes, it's going to be more efficient. At the end, they want to do what works the best. What will give us the best results, right? But so this is where I differ. I think that, yes, I don't like players who keep like Neymar. Sometimes he gets the ball and he keeps it. He does nothing. He just looks at the ball. That for me is stupid. What I mean is, but you cannot also just kick the ball, run, and like Haaland, bro.
But look, the best teams, like you said, is Real Madrid and Man City, and look what they're doing.
Man City, they have technique.
Man,
players.
Give it to De Bruyne and give it to Haaland. That's what they do.
No.
Give the ball to De Bruyne so he can give it to Haaland. And that's half their goals.
That's amazing touch. Also,
that's half their goals. Don't lie to me, man. Half their goals is get the ball to De Bruyne. De Bruyne give a fucked up pass to Haaland. Haaland run and give a goal.
Listen, they can have transitions in football, but some transitions can go and come back. So maybe now for the year 2020s, since we don't have, because right now we're, like you said once in a podcast, we're in a phase where we don't have a Messi, we don't have a Neymar, we don't have that right now. So maybe you cannot play a certain way if you don't have the players to back up that certain way of play.
But if you get that once-in-a-lifetime generational player like Messi, then maybe he will change it. But for right now, you're seeing a trend that it's players like Alphonso Davies, like Mbappe, like Haaland. Those are the best players. But they're players, like you say, like kick the ball, runs, fucking put it in, and those are the best teams right now.
But you still have Musiala. He isn't like that. Yamal, the guy from Barca.
Yeah, he's going to be good.
He's going to be really... Well, if he continues like this, he's going to be really good. See, you also have players, but it's just... Like, I don't know, it's a debate.
But right now, football is like that. Right now, football is...
Yeah, because I think right now... Well, not every team. Yeah, it's hard, but it is changing.
But right now, it is like that. It's... You want a team like Real Madrid and Man City, and you look them to play, it's very simple. It's quick passes. Don't keep the ball for more than 3 seconds. Fucking pass it, and create openings and pass it to the fast-running striker, and he'll put it in. You see, there's a tendency right now. It's going towards
but Man City and Real Madrid are different types of player, different types of team that play. Real Madrid is quicker than Man City. Man City is more controlled because they have Pep Guardiola and they have midfielders.
But you cannot deny Haaland changed the team, and Haaland is a player like that.
Yeah, but Haaland isn't the best player on the team.
No, he's not. But Man City is one of the best teams in the world, and they rely heavily on him. take out Haaland and De Bruyne, they're not the same team.
Yeah.
And they can do their fancy shit,
Yeah,
they
yeah.
won't win.
But if you take out De Bruyne, it's gonna be worse than if you take out Haaland for Man City.
But before Haaland came, man, they didn't win Champions League.
Okay, but it's not because Haaland came that they won.
It helped
He,
fucking a
he
lot.
did nothing in Champions League final, and he did nothing in the semi-finals.
It helped a lot, man. I think it helped a
Haaland, the
lot.
thing is, if he doesn't score goals, he's useless on the pitch.
But he scores goals.
No, he did on the final and semi-finals.
No, I know, but I still he does something like people need to watch him. He has a big impact. He has a big
Of course,
impact.
people have to.
He has a big impact, and cannot deny. But
Of course,
yes, De Bruyne, like it's hard to say who's more important. De Bruyne is better, but Haaland, man, he's a game changer, man. You cannot deny that.
No, yeah, and also, so when you're more an academy player, you play less with instinct. But it's instinct that at the end that makes a player better. Because on the pitch, on the football pitch, it's not American football. You cannot calculate things. You cannot know what route. It's too. The reason the sport I think is so beautiful and people is the most popular sport is because you have so much freedom on the pitch. You can do whatever you want except touch the ball with your hands and foul a player. But I mean, there's no double dribble. There's no travel rule. You can literally do whatever you want on the pitch. So I think that players that are less like that, less robotic, they're always going to be better than the players who are robotic. Always.
We'll see. It's hard to say. The sport is changing, man.
Yeah, it's my.
It's
my
like
opinion.
NFL. Like right now, all the running backs, quarterbacks can run. Before that didn't exist. There wasn't even one.
Yeah.
Stay in the pocket and throw it. But then if football is going to change also, and in 10 years it's going to be different again.
Okay, so now a bit. Oh, what about because I watched a documentary recently, and it says how much Floyd Mayweather.
Yep.
How much he changed the game of boxing.
Of course, man.
Because before, kids who boxed for a passion, they wanted to go into the Olympics. Olympics is amateur. You don't make money. You don't make nothing. But it's the pride of having the gold medal. Like Sugar Ray Leonard, he has a gold medal, and he said that's my biggest accomplishment ever. And he's like one of the greatest boxers of all time, Sugar Ray Leonard. But now, when I watch the documentary, there's like a couple of young, it's a documentary. They're following young boxers.
Yep.
And they're following their, their rise and everything. And they're asking the young boxers, "Oh, do you guys want to go to Olympics?" Like, no, fuck that shit. There's no money in it. I want the Money May. I want the Money May experience. I want to be undefeated, so I can raise my record and then just make as much money as Mayweather. And what I heard from many of my boxing friends who box, they hate that because now people care more about having a zero, like no undefeated, than who they actually beat. Because some people can say, "Oh, I'm 38-0," but if you look at the 38, they beaten up.
But that's only in boxing, by the way.
It's like 30, yeah, but Mayweather's only boxing.
Yeah.
It's like 38 bums. He didn't beat anyone, but you have the zero, right? And someone who has, let's say, 36-2. They're gonna say, "Oh, he has 38-0. He's better." But the 36-2 and the 36, he bought like he won against world champions and everything. So, but that's the difference between MMA, UFC.
But I'm thinking right now it's changing because Canelo lost to Bivol. Nobody looks him that less. Like it's not as important as people think because it's hard to always win. Like it happens to lose, but Floyd Mayweather changed the game from like a money making promotion type of perspective because he's a goat, and goat change the sport.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have changed as much if he wasn't zero, because his undefeated record, that's what makes.
But at the end, he fought all the best at the end.
Yeah,
he fought Canelo, he fought Pacquiao, he fought all the best at the end.
Pacquiao when he was older.
Yeah, I know, but that's good for him.
Yeah, for money wise.
But yes, he changed boxing a lot. I know in MMA it doesn't mean nothing. That you lost, it doesn't mean shit.
Yeah.
Like honestly, except for like John Jones and Habib, they never lost and they fought versus the best. They're like, holy shit, because even GSP lost. He lost to Matt Serra and he lost to BJ Penn and Matt Hughes, I think. Like he lost a couple of times.
No, two times.
Two times. Okay, he lost to Matt Serra and Matt Hughes, I think. And he's a GOAT, but like in boxing, I don't know, man. Like these up and coming guys, like Ryan Garcia lost, and he's still like very popular, and people want to watch his fights.
He's more of because he's a lot of an influencer.
Like
also.
Anthony Joshua lost, and we still watch. Usyk lost, we still watch. Like Fury almost lost versus Ngannou.
He never lost.
But if the fight versus Ngannou, man, you could have given to Ngannou.
No, he won. Ngannou surprised me. Surprised everyone.
Could have won, man.
No, Fury won.
He gave more damage.
Fury won.
if you say so.
He
A lot
outboxed
of people say Ngannou, man.
Yo, well, at the end he won, right?
Yeah. And depending on the refs. But yeah, he changed the sport a lot. Floyd Mayweather, man. He changed the game. Like UFC is changing the game for MMA.
Yeah, but UFC still you cannot choose who you're gonna fight. Well, I mean, in a way.
No, people choose.
Yeah, but if Dana White says these two have to fight, you have to fight.
Like fucking Sean O'Malley, man. He always chose his opponents, and now he's fighting the best guys because he doesn't have a choice because he's a champion. But
it's not like boxing.
But boxing, yeah, because there's not one federation.
Many.
It's not the best, but it's changing now. Now, like all the fights that are supposed to happen are happening. I think because MMA has grown so much, and I think more people watch MMA, even if they make less money. I think it's more popular sport. Maybe not worldwide, but in North America for sure, people watch more MMA, and they're seeing what MMA is doing, and they're doing like them, like fuck, we cannot fuck around. We need to put the best versus the best. So right now they're doing it. They're always putting the best versus the best right now. They're not fucking around less than before boxing.
Yeah. So now, I told you a story about what happened in Krajisnik.
Yeah.
For where our mother comes from, originally a little village in Serbia.
Yeah.
Where two kids of 11, one was 11, maybe both of them were 11. They saw a trend on TikTok, something that was like popular on TikTok. How do we call that?
It's like a TikTok trend.
Challenge, TikTok challenge.
Challenge, sure.
Yeah, whatever trend challenge. And the challenge is probably the stupidest challenge trend. I don't know how even that became a trend or a challenge, but so fucking stupid. So you take a rope that people hang themselves with. Both of them hang themselves, and they see who can stay the longest without oxygen. And because of that challenge, one of those two kids died in that little village of 1,000 population people. So, but they saw that trend on TikTok. A trend that, again, is the stupidest fucking trend I ever heard of. I don't know who the fuck invented that trend. I don't know what the fuck was going on in his mind. I don't know how even TikTok allowed that to be popular as a trend. But you hang yourself with another person or 2-3 other people, and who can stay the longest without oxygen? How fucking stupid is that, bro?
That's super retarded.
Jesus fucking Christ. And so rest in peace, one of those little kids died. But now, I don't know if you watch the big companies like X, Instagram, TikTok, and everything. They went in front of
Congress.
Yeah, Congress, because Congress had questions like, "What are you guys doing for safety to protect our American children and children in the Western world? Like, show us what you guys are doing." Because here we have proof that, especially TikTok, because TikTok is from China, and one of the senators said, like, why in China, kids in China, on their TikTok, they see mathematics, they see innovation, they see engineering, they see all of this. But our kids in America, they see stupid challenges like the one I just said that happened in Krajisnik. They see self-harm videos that promote self-harm. They see only destructive things. But in China, kids only see like productive things like engineering and innovation and so on. So and then like my opinion, like not my opinion, but what I think is like, what do you think? Where is the line between Instagram, TikTok, social media companies having to put protection and freedom to put whatever you want? Because at the end, you have to let them like the freedom to put the content that they want. But at the end, there has to be regulations to protect, right? To protect kids, especially who are under the age of fucking 18.
Like me, I think it's an impossible job. That's what I think. I think whoever you put there to be the president or whichever minds, and we're all sitting here, me and you, we're sitting here and criticizing, they're so stupid, they don't protect the kids. But I think that it's almost impossible to regulate it in a way that you get all of the advantages and eliminate all of the inconvenience. I think it's literally impossible. Because do you really think that Mark Zuckerberg, like some people may think he's a fucked up guy. I think he's probably just like a normal guy who invented something and now he's a billionaire. Do you really think that guy is like, they have meetings and people are like, oh, kids are dying. He's like, who cares? He's like, holy shit, okay, like, what can we do? Like, I genuinely believe that Mark Zuckerberg and even the guy from TikTok, who's a Chinese man, like, I know North America doesn't like China now, but I believe that Chinese have kids and they want to protect the kids. I think that's a fair assessment, and I believe that the TikTok CEO, like saying that the American or Western European or whatever kids are dying, it must be fucking sad for him. And probably they're trying to do the best that they can, because who in this world is happy hearing that kids are dying?
Yeah.
I just think that it's an impossible task. Like, how can you control that much content? Like, how many creators are on TikTok? Billions. And how many
easy.
videos per day? Billions. And so they have parental stuff and Facebook, and probably they can invent a better way to track it. But like, how? Do you know how? Or are we just criticizing like the consequence? But the how must be so much more complicated than what you think. And those people, they work there 40 hours per week, and I'm sure there's teams of people trying to figure this shit out. But it's like, and also with getting older, I realized, like, before I used to complain a lot about the government. Oh, fuck the government. But now I'm getting older. I'm like, man, like, those people, that's their job. They're there 40 hours per week. And I genuinely believe that the majority of the people there, they want good. So I think they're always taking the decisions based on the information that they have and trying to do the best. And we're here sitting on my sofa, and we're like, oh, the fucking government, they're fucking stupid. They always make mistakes. But like, who am I I'm saying that, but am I really there every day seeing all of the complicated nuances and shit that you don't even think about? There must be 100 things that you're not thinking about. If I would explain those 100 things, you would say, fuck, huh? Like, what can we do? Like, kids are dying, but this. Holy shit.
But,
like, what the fuck can we do?
But at the same time, I mean, there has to be freedom to not post what you want, but to have liberty to post a lot, to express yourself. But companies, they need to have regulations. They need to regulate their shit.
They are regulated.
But they need to regulate better, because kids are seeing that type of content.
I know,
and they
but,
shouldn't be seeing that type of content.
But then there's a lot of people who are complaining because it's not freedom. There's no freedom anymore.
But I post on TikTok me saying, oh, that's fucking gay. The second I post it, some of my videos get muted and they get not posted. How can they take off my videos who are, first of all, it's fucking comedy, it's joke. Putting a helmet on is fucking gay. I mean, come on, like, who gives a fuck if I said that? But a video of someone doing a trend like hanging himself.
But they must be regulated. But I guess the algorithm doesn't know how to read it. Like, how are you supposed to read the video? Like, we need to bring an IT guy here to explain us how do you moderate videos.
Yeah.
Because I put this code, we're gonna talk to us, we won't understand shit. It's like, because the code is not good, doesn't go into the what the fuck. He's gonna speak in this fucked up language.
But if something gets trending, means a lot of people saw it, meaning it's popular.
Well, probably they put it down. I don't think they're evil. Do you think the people on TikTok are evil?
No, I don't know. I'm not saying that they're not putting regulation, not putting a job. I'm just saying that you cannot let social media companies do whatever they want.
No, and they are heavily regulated. I'm sure.
You should.
I'm sure.
They need to watch what kind of content, especially because, like or not, kids under the age of 18, they are on social media. So
age of 5, age of 5, 6 on social media.
For them, you have to watch out, because do you remember when you were 12 or 13? Jesus Christ, a trend like that, maybe we would say, oh, that looks cool.
Maybe.
Right, but now at 26,
Yes.
what do you think about that trend?
It's the stupidest thing I heard
Right?
in the last year.
Yeah, I know.
In my whole life, maybe, probably. But tell me, what's the solution then?
No, I don't
regulate.
know.
Tell
Yeah.
me how.
No, but if I was to dig more deep, I would find out.
Yeah, you would see that it's fucking
Yeah,
complicated.
no, it is, but it has to be done.
It has to be done.
Like before, anyone could buy cigarettes, but now you have to be 18.
That's why the regulators and the government is there to regulate them. So I think Facebook has to go through that process. I know, Zuckerberg, it's not your fault, but fuck, man, kids are dying. We need to do something. So you have to go through that process, and that's why we live in a society of checks and balances. Like, companies, they can do what they want, free market, but then the government is there to watch them. So there's like a balance, but there's mistakes that happen and stuff that are uncovered. And like, I just know that everything is much more complicated than when you think. Like, everything.
Of course, I'm not saying it's not complicated. I'm just saying at the end, they have to be regulated for that type of content.
Of course they need. They should be one of the most regulated, because like, they must be the most powerful in the world right now.
Yeah.
Social media companies. Like, I don't know who's more powerful. Them or energy companies. Like, they control worldwide information, and they can control so much shit that you cannot even understand. And that's just in North America. But in the other parts of the world, In India, if a guy does that, like they're not even at the step of like, oh, we should maybe try to regulate them or not. Like in a lot of countries, like because in North America we're an advanced country that we're like, okay, we need to regulate you hard. But in Serbia, they're not thinking about regulating Facebook.
Yeah, but
They're not regulating Facebook in Serbia.
But let me ask you your personal opinion. Do you think that TikTok is promoting what they promote to Chinese children on purpose and what they're promoting to Western children on purpose? Do you think they're doing it on purpose?
I heard that thing a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like a lot of people said it that in China, it's only fucking smart videos. There's no butt videos. I find that a little bit hard to believe. Like
they don't have Snapchat though.
Okay, it's possible, but don't tell me that they're not. They must see stupid shit on the TikTok. Like maybe it's true, but I need to see it. Like I only heard people say it. Is it like American propaganda shit to say that in China? Like, don't tell me that kids are just like, oh, 2 + 2 is 4. Oh, the sun is like that many kilometers far away.
But it's a
this
fact.
is how to build a building. Like, they must have stupid anime videos and.
No, but one is a fact that like because they did mathematical research. These senators they did mathematical research that in China children see way less, like a huge number
It's probable.
of less negative self-harm and whatever else that is just negative for children than North American kids see.
Maybe China has a conspiracy that they want to stupid American kids, but do you think America is not doing something like that to
No.
China? Like,
Yeah,
we don't know.
probably,
but
yeah.
maybe it's true. Maybe
Yeah,
it's true.
yeah,
It's
I don't
hard
know.
to say.
I'm
I
ju-
don't
I'm
know.
ju- we're just talking.
Maybe China is trying to dumb us, but
Because at the end, stats are stats, and the stats are that children in China see way like a significant number.
why aren't they? They're not more developed than America. They still have a shit quality of life over there. So.
Yeah, compared to America, yeah, of course. No, but
So I don't know how true is that shit.
But but still, it's a fact. Like these are numbers.
Maybe.
That children in China are seeing way more innovative stuff, educational and progressive and pro stuff, good positive stuff, than American children are seeing way more negative self-harm, suicide stuff. So I don't know.
Maybe they're trying to ruin America. It wouldn't be
It'll
impossible.
never work. America, baby, number one.
But then you see, so you don't have to worry then.
Okay, so did you watch the Tucker Carlson interview?
Yeah.
Watch completely?
I watched it the whole.
I watched only half. So what are your thoughts on it, simply?
Like, you need to be like on the both sides.
Mm-hmm.
So on one side, there's people that hate Putin, and there's people that I wouldn't say, but there's people that love him definitely and respect him. I think the truth, like in 100% of the times, always lies in the middle.
Always.
So the West, they criticize Putin a lot. Don't tell me that the West is stupid. They criticize him for good reason. They like, maybe yes, there's American propaganda and the Americans, they have goals and hidden agendas, of course, but they're not taking that shit out of their ass. They still have good reason to say that Putin is not a good leader and he's a dictator and all this shit. And there's proof to believe it. But at the other end, he's maybe not that much as the devil as people think. Like, that's the thing in North America. A lot of people think he's the fucking definition of the devil. I think that's too much.
Yeah.
I think Putin, if you listen to the interview, he's a fucking intelligent man. You cannot deny me that. You can say that as the devil, but he's a devilish intelligent man. You cannot say to me otherwise. And maybe all the things that he said, like he said that he asked Bill Clinton for Russia to join NATO. That was like a big thing in the interview. Like, is that really true? Is it really like that? If Bill Clinton would have said yes, would you really went? Like, that's like a gray zone. Like, and Tucker said, would you have joined? He said, I'm not saying I would have joined, but I asked him if he would have said yes, then we would have analyzed. Like, he seems like a guy that is very smart, that analyzes a lot. And like, so that's what I think. The truth lies in the middle. He's not the devil, and he's not a super nice guy. He's a man who has his qualities and defaults like every human. But like, that's what I think at the end of the day, and it just confirmed what I already thought. Like, I should encourage people that think that he's the devil to listen to it, that see that he's not the best, but he's not the worst also. Like, even Xi Jinping from China, Like we're like, oh, he must be a crazy dictator, but I'm sure he's not as bad as we think. I'm sure it's not as bad. He's not like the guy from North Korea that we can see definitely he's a fucked up guy.
Yeah.
That's a for sure.
So yeah, like from the interview, what I took a lot is I already knew that Putin. I did a tweet once, like maybe 1 year ago. I said he's a very intelligent and a very competent individual. That, I mean,
But you cannot
everyone knows that.
you cannot be the president of Russia if you're not a bad
No,
motherfucker.
you could, but I'm just saying
You
he's very intelligent.
You cannot be Justin
Yeah.
Trudeau. I tell you that
No,
right
no,
now.
but at the end, he's a very intelligent. He's very competent. Now, what I think is, his job is to be the president of Russia. His job is not to be the president of the world. He does what he thinks is the best for Russia and for its people, just like every other leader does, right? So I think
And he's not an evil man. He's a
No,
good
but-
man with good intentions.
he's the least evil Russian president that they could have. All the others would be worse than him.
Probably.
Because he at the end of the day, he's a president in Russia. Russia is very corrupted. The people that live in Russia is not the same type of people, quality of people that live in the Western world.
It's not
They lie
Canadians
way
that
more.
you bump into them and they say sorry.
Yeah.
I'm telling you that right
They
now. It's
lie.
not that shit
Yeah.
in Russia.
But that's not necessarily good, because look at the country.
No, I know,
Our
I
cousin
know.
lives there. Our cousin, he doesn't like Putin.
I know.
I think our cousin is way more in position to say, oh, do I love him or do I hate him, because he fucking lives there.
Yeah, yeah.
We never even been to Russia.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
99% of people from the
I
Western
want to
world
go, though.
never even step foot in Russia.
Yeah.
Oh, we only see like Putin. I can see why people admire him. I admire him for some. He's very intelligent. He's very competent. Yes, but at the end, people who live there, they live very badly. Not for everyone, but there's a lot of injustice. There's a lot of corruption. There's a lot of everything. Russia at the end is Russia. I mean, they are really rich and everything. But how does the population live? Not even close to how the Western world lives. And like you said,
I think it's maybe comparable to the Western Europe. I think it's comparable.
Russia,
I don't think it's that word.
No, it's not as the quality
It's the
of life.
best of the Eastern European.
Oh well, because they're the richest and everything.
No, I know, but I think they're close to Eastern Europe, Western Europe. I think they're close. Maybe not as North America, and they were like anomaly. You
No,
traveled a
Western
lot,
Europe also, yeah.
but even from Canada to France, France is not like Canada, man.
Yeah, but America isn't like Canada.
I know, but like Canada and United States, Andre, it's like people don't understand. We live in the top 1% of the quality of life. People don't understand
Well,
that shit.
yeah,
you just go
resin
to
that.
Europe, Western Europe, which is the second best. You see it like, damn, people live in apartments. People don't have cars. Like small cities. It's not like North America. North America is on another fucking level.
But the Western world at the end, like you said, for Putin and for Xi Jinping, that's
Xi
his name.
Jinping.
Yeah, Xi Jinping. Like they're not as bad, but they're not as good as these Western leaders are. Because I was always a pro-Westerner, because I think that in the Western world, there's a reason why everyone immigrates to the Western world,
Yes.
and Western people don't immigrate to the Eastern or other world.
No, you're right.
Because Western world
Yeah, it's better.
quality of life and
But
for
I
human
think
beings is the best for you.
I wouldn't say that Macron is better than Putin, but I think just like the whole system is better.
Yeah.
The politicians, the senators, the way of life, like how French people are. But Russia is a population that it's like a hard life. I don't know if they can be any other way. I
Yeah.
think they're that way for a reason.
Yeah,
I think
maybe,
everything in
yeah.
life is as it is for a reason.
Yeah, maybe Putin would be an even greater person than Trudeau if he was a prime minister of Canada. Because if he was in Canada, he wouldn't maybe have to act like that, because he's here.
Take
you know?
Putin. If let's say he's born here,
Yeah.
he could be like such another man, but he's born in Russia. With,
Yeah.
That's why I say circumstances.
Maybe, yeah, we don't know, because we're talking a lot with if. When you talk with ifs,
Yeah, yeah.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
But yeah,
But I'm
like
telling you,
said,
Justin Trudeau, for people who like him, he would go to Russia. It couldn't. Like they would say, "Who the fuck is this guy with his?"
well, he would never get elected. He would never
wouldn't.
even
He
start
wouldn't
talking
even.
with
He
her.
couldn't even think about going to the elections.
Well, I mean,
It couldn't.
It depends. If he goes right now there, that's different. But if he was born there, he wouldn't be the same Justin Trudeau. If he
No,
was
I
born
know,
here.
but I'm just saying, like, you need to be a type of way to be the leader of Russia. You
Russia,
cannot
yeah.
be
for every country.
Yeah,
Like,
of course.
Putin could never succeed in Canada. People will
No,
never
like how he
if
is
brings,
now.
If he brings Putin mentality and whoever he is Putin, and he goes to Canada, he will never succeed. Or to America, he will never succeed. But in Russia, Putin works. In Canada,
Yes, of course.
Trudeau works.
Everything happens for a reason, and everything
Yeah.
is as it is for a reason.
okay.
But that's what I think about the interview.
Yeah. Okay. What do you think about Tucker Carlson?
I think he did the interview very well.
Okay, does he look stupid to you?
A little bit.
He looks dumb, huh?
A little bit. Like he has a type of face and a type of laugh. Like the laugh.
No, he looks at you.
But I think he's an intelligent guy because he has good questions. He didn't, like, if you listen to the whole interview, he didn't sugarcoat it. He asked him like directly. The first question was like, what was going through your mind when you invaded Ukraine in 2021? And then he went on the rant and he tried to bring it back, but then he let him finish because he wanted like to tie it all up. But through the whole video interview, man, he didn't shy away from the questions everyone wants to know. Like, it's a, like, I think he's one of the best journalists in the world, like pure journalist. Like, I'm just happy that he went to go interview him. Like, since the beginning, I was like, I want to hear what he has to say. Like, because we never hear that side. And he even goes a lot. He even went to Serbia to talk to Vucic. He did an interview with Alexander Vucic of Serbia. Even if some people hate, he interviewed him. He interviewed a lot of people. Like, we need guys like him, like to do real interview, like to be subjective. I know, like, he's a known conservative. But like he's tight with Jordan Pearson and like they're good friends and they did a tour in Canada recently, like, and I think they're both very, very smart men that, like, I think he's good for us in general, Tucker Carlson, honestly. Like, I like him more since he left Fox even. Like, at Fox, I feel like he was, like, in the propaganda machine, but now he's out of it. He does what he wants, and when you listen to his interviews, I think he does very good interviews. He's, like, right conservative leaning, of course. He could maybe be a little more objective, but it's hard to be objective, like, completely.
Okay, so this is the last subject because then I'm going to have to leave. Okay, so for you, where does freedom of speech and hate speech, where is the line? So example, for, like, I don't think, because I've heard some people tell me, oh, you go crazy what you say, but I don't think I ever said anything crazy. Because I believe that me saying, oh, a fat woman isn't as beautiful as Margot Robbie, I mean, for me, that's freedom of speech, but that's not hate speech. For me, that's like, Jesus Christ, everyone thinks that. But there are some things that you cannot say in front of a camera, right? Yeah. Like, it's just how it is.
Yeah.
But for you, where is that line? Because that line is very, like...
It's hard to say because once you start putting, like, okay, you can say everything but this. Once you start doing that, like, then there's no more freedom of, like, you cannot... If you want to say that this is hate speech, you need to be very, very, very precise. Mm-hmm. You have to be like, this word is hate speech. Do not say like hateful comments, because then you can interpret it in a million ways. Yeah. You like Jordan Peterson talked about that. Like, when you talk about that, you need to be very specific to what is hate speech, so we can clearly define it. Because if you say like with broad terms, when you talk like this hate speech, then you can take that and apply it to this
everywhere.
Then you can apply it to everywhere. So if you want to do it, like, let's say on X or Facebook or Twitter, just say it. These words, these precise, exact words is hate speech.
Yeah.
You have to do it like that. Don't say in a broad way, because people are gonna interpret then some people can say this is hate speech, this is hate speech, this is hate speech. You need to define the words, like the precise word, not...
It's like you said, Jordan Peterson, he said a lot of times that the devil is in the details, so you have to be precise. What I believe, this is my opinion, because I started talking, a little bit like, they started calling me Andre Tate, but it's more because what I actually think. For me, as long as I don't threaten someone, I've never did that. I've never threatened someone. As long as I don't threaten someone or say, these type of people should die, they should stop from living, I've never said anything like that, and I will never say something like that. For me, that's where it becomes hate speech. But if you get mad because I say, you know what, people who are fat, blah, 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 people who, well, most of my things are comedy. I mean, come on, not jaywalking, that's gay.
Yeah,
like, if you get offended over that, I mean, I think you're too sensitive. If you get offended over, that's my opinion. You're too sensitive if you get offended over that. But let's say a bit more important stuff like overweight people. I know it can. I was never overweight in my life, so I don't know. But I feel like I understand it can affect you a lot, and you people can really not like that about themselves. But I mean, it's not hate speech if I say
you're
fat people shouldn't be on magazine covers.
It's not zero.
Should a bad soccer player be on Real Madrid?
No, you're right.
Right?
No, you're right.
If you suck at football, you don't play for. You're not gonna play for Real Madrid. If you're fat, you're not gonna be on a fitness magazine. That's not fitness. That's
No, I know. No, you're right. You're 100% right.
Yeah. So like we said, I mean, like you
But
said,
you
have
know
to be,
that there are words. Like there are words
Yeah.
you cannot say.
like the N word.
Yes, that's the word I've been thinking since the beginning. Like that's
Yeah,
the word,
everyone thinks
and
that
I
word.
understand why. Like imagine if you were black, you would hate that word like
But I would,
fucking.
I would never say that word. I would never say that
Exactly,
word. So
exactly.
I mean, but there's a line between freedom of speech and hate speech. For me personally, I'm just saying what I think. Hate speech is when I threaten someone. If I was to say fat bitches should all stay inside, hide from everyone, and die, then I would say, what the fuck, that's stupid. But if I say, you know what, fat bitches, I'm sorry, but you cannot be on magazine covers. And if I'm giving you advice, maybe go and lose weight. That'll be good for you. I mean, that's not hate speech. I'm helping you guys actually.
But it's like what you said. Like I think it's just so many people are sensitive right now, man.
Yeah, because
so
bro,
sensitive.
if you get offended over me saying if you wear a helmet when you ride a bike, you're gay.
No, but I think in Canada, maybe if you would do that shit in Brazil,
Serbia.
they
Oh, in
would
Serbia.
laugh. Everyone would be laughing with you.
In
No
Ser-
one,
yeah.
no one, no
Yeah, I know.
one, because they're not sensitive. They're hard. They grow up with hard lives. Like as some people saying a little bit offensive shit is less worse than getting beat up. When the street that can happen anytime, so you get like you get harder. But
Yeah.
in Canada, because life is so easy and so good, people are sensitive, man. I'm telling you, in Canada,
It's
man,
also
it's
like, did you see what happened? 21 Savage and Aiden Ross. Do you know who's Aiden Ross?
Yeah,
Streamer.
yeah.
You know, he went on and he's trying to scam
Yeah, yeah.
Aiden Ross. So I did a reel. I
I
was
saw
like,
a video. Yeah.
yeah, that was like 21 Savage. You're a fucking hood rat. Blah blah. Who does that? Like, for me, that's okay. If I would have said, you know what, 21 Savage, if I ever see you, I'm gonna smack the living shit
Yeah,
out of you.
that's too much.
That for me, that would be stupid.
Yeah,
because that's
yeah,
I'm
of course.
threatening you. I'm gonna
Yeah,
slap you.
yeah.
But me saying, bro, that's hood rat. You're a hood rat.
that's the truth.
That's hood mentality. Right?
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
hood
yeah.
rat.
Yeah, yeah,
For
yeah.
me, that's not bad. For me personally, I don't think that's bad.
No, you're right. You're completely right.
That's it.
Okay, perfect.
Done.
See you guys. Boom.